Hello guys, I welcome you on this video series on adjectives. So today we're going to embark upon a very important session on adjectives with ed and ing forms, okay? And these two adjectives are quite confusing. So let's get down to work. Okay, firstly, if you look at your display, you see ing adjectives and ed adjectives. So firstly, we need to look at what is the definition that belongs to these two adjectives, okay? Okay, if you look at your display, you see the definitions of the ing adjectives and ed adjectives. So firstly, we discuss ing adjectives. So adjectives with ing refer to the effect of any action or situation on us. Whenever we are talking about the effects of any situation, action, or object on us, we use adjective with ing, okay? So this is a simple rule. So whenever we are talking about adjective with ed, so these adjectives refer to our feelings about any situation or action, okay? So how do we feel about particular situation, action, or object? At that time we use adjectives with ed form, okay? This is the simple formula. So firstly, we need to look at example. Okay, now if you look at your display, you see one nice and clean city, and you also see one sentence. This city's aerial view is amazing. Okay, so now we're talking about this city's effect on us. Okay, so we have the city in the sentence and its effect or influence on us. So whenever, I already told you, whenever we are talking about the effect or influence of anything on us, we use adjective with ing as an example written here, okay? Look at the display, amazing. So this one example makes clear everything. So when to use ing adjectives, okay? So again, we have the same example. This city's air view is amazing. Here we have this adjective, okay, and this is describing the aerial view, which is quite beautiful. Okay, now let's move on to our next example. Okay, now in the display you see one simple visual and one simple sentence. Atomic bomb is a devastating weapon, and everybody knows atomic bomb is quite deadly and devastating weapon. And we know that atomic bomb or nuclear weapons have great negative impacts on the earth. So that's why we use adjective with ing. If you look at the display, devastating weapon, okay? Devastating is describing the weapon. So nuclear weapon is quite devastating. It has great impact. It has terrible effects on our earth, okay? So that's why we use ing adjective whenever anything has great impact or effect on us. Okay, then let's move on to another example, okay? Now this is the same example which we have already discussed. So now we have the third example. A teacher saw shocking behavior of one student in the class. So now we are talking about the effect of the student's behavior on the teacher, okay? So if you look at your definition, adjective with ing, okay, refer to the effect of any action or situation on us. So in this sentence, we are talking about the effects of the student's behavior on the teacher. So that's why we use shocking behavior, okay? So teacher saw shocking behavior. It means behavior is having effect or impact on the teacher or bad influence on the teacher, okay? So from these three examples, I think you have a better idea how to use amazing, okay? So now we move on to the adjectives with the ed forms. So firstly, we have the one example. People stood amazed by the aerial view of the city. So this example is another version of this example, okay? These both examples are interrelated. This is simply relating to the city's effect on us, but this sentence referred to how the people were feeling when they looked upon the city. As you can read, people stood amazed. Okay, now the people got influenced. People had in effects, it's good effects when they looked upon the city from the air. So that's why now we use amazed. Okay, now if you just look at the definition, then you can easily find out why we have used amazed or adjective with the ed form in this sentence. Adjectives with the ed refer to our feelings about any situation or action, or how do we feel about particular object, situation, or action. Okay, so let's move on to another example. Okay, now we have again the example relating to this sentence. Okay, at the left. After the nuclear attack, images of the devastated Hiroshima city were quite distressing. Okay, firstly, in the first example, we can see atomic bomb is a devastating weapon because atomic bomb has a great impact. But in this sentence, we are talking about effects of the nuclear bomb on the Hiroshima city. How the Hiroshima city was laid waste or destructed or ruined to waste by the nuclear attack. Okay, firstly, in the first sentence, a weapon has great impact, but in this sentence, Hiroshima was greatly affected. Okay, so that's why we have used adjective with the ed form with the Hiroshima. Okay, so now let's move on to our final example with the ed adjectives. Okay, and so now we have the last example. A teacher looked terribly shocked to see bad behavior of his student. In the first example, it says teacher saw shocking behavior because we were talking about the bad effects of the behavior on the teacher. But here we are talking about how the teacher felt. Okay, so when we are talking about our feelings or how do we feel about a particular situation, at that time we use ed adjectives. Okay, so teacher looked terribly shocked to see bad behavior of his student. If you read here, terribly shocked. Okay, so I hope from the sixth example you have got a better idea how to use adjectives. Okay, if you use these examples on your own in your practice sessions, I will definitely guarantee you will assimilate the uses of adjective with ing and ed forms. Okay, if you want to learn more about adjectives deeply, comprehensively, or accurately, keep watching this adjective series on my YouTube channel. Okay, if you like this video, you can subscribe my YouTube channel or hit the like button if you like this video. You can also hit bell button if you really want to receive much needed notification in order to bring accuracy in your English to get the 8 or 9 band score in IELTS. Okay, thank you.